Have you ever found yourself sitting alone in your room, while the rest of the world seems to be gathering somewhere else? You walk into a party, look around, and instead of feeling excited, you feel exhausted. You wish you could just disappear. Many of us grew up thinking that being alone is something sad, that if you enjoy your own company, there must be something wrong with you. Society has always celebrated extroverts, those people who seem to have endless energy in crowds. But psychology is starting to reveal a completely different truth. If you've ever felt lonely in a crowd, if you often choose to stay home instead of going out, if you feel like you're different, then this video is for you. Because today, we're going to explore 5 hidden strengths that people who have experienced loneliness actually possess. And trust me, these are not weaknesses. Let's begin. Number 1. You have a rich inner world. When you spend a lot of time alone, you're not really alone. You're with your thoughts, your feelings, and the stories inside your head. Psychology shows that people who spend time alone often develop a powerful ability for self-reflection. They don't just see the outside world, they also understand their own inner world. Imagine 2 people walking into a forest. One person just sees trees. The other person sees leaves whispering in the wind, hears birds singing like a symphony, and feels a sense of peace spreading through them. That's what it means to have a rich inner world. You might be someone who enjoys journaling, who loves to draw, who listens to music and truly feels every note. You don't just live, you observe life, and that makes your experience so much deeper. Number 2, you naturally understand others. Sounds like a paradox, right? How can someone who enjoys being alone understand others better? Research shows that people who have experienced loneliness or being misunderstood often develop a very sensitive, emotional radar. Because they've felt out of place themselves, they can recognize when someone else is feeling the same way. Think about that friend you can talk to about anything, the one who understands what you're thinking without you having to say much. Chances are, that friend is someone who has felt lonely themselves. When you see someone sitting alone in a corner, you don't think, "Why is that person so weird?" You think, "I wonder if they're okay." You care, you notice, and in a world where everyone is always in a hurry, that care is a rare gift. Number 3, you value quality over quantity in relationships. Here's an interesting truth from psychology. People with the most friends on social media aren't always the happiest. Real happiness comes from deep connections. If you've ever felt lonely in a crowd, maybe it's because you long for conversations that actually mean something. You don't want to talk about the weather. You want to talk about dreams, about fears, about the things that keep you up at night. You might only have 2 or 3 close friends, but with those people, you can be yourself. No pretending, no masks. And that's something many people wish they had. You already have it. Number 4, you have greater creative ability. Did you know that many of the world's greatest artists, writers, and musicians have experienced loneliness? Research suggests that temporary isolation can actually spark creativity. When you're not distracted by others, your mind is free to wander. It connects ideas that were never connected before. Think about the last time you had a great idea. Did it come when you were showering, walking alone, or lying in bed unable to sleep? That's not a coincidence. That's when your mind is most free. And if you've felt lonely, you've probably spent more time in that creative space. It's a superpower. Number 5, you know yourself better than most people do. This might be the biggest strength of all. In a world that's always noisy, always telling you who you should be, what you should do, what you should think, being alone is your chance to truly listen to your inner voice. Psychology shows that people who spend time alone often have higher self-awareness. They know their strengths, their weaknesses, and most importantly, they know what they really want. You don't follow trends. You don't do things just because others are doing them. You live life on your own terms. And when you know who you are, you're not easily shaken by what others say about you. You have a solid foundation within, and that, truly, is a gift. So if you've ever felt lonely in a crowd, if you often choose to be alone, Remember this: you are not weak, you are not weird, you just see the world in a different way. And the world needs perspectives like yours. The world needs people who know how to listen, how to observe, who can sit still and truly feel. Because those are the people who create changes that actually matter. If this video spoke to you, hit that subscribe button. There's so much more about your personality that I want to share in future videos. Thanks for spending this time with me. See you next time.